Hello there and welcome to the channel. So this will be my first devoted Ever Crisis video. Of course, I mainly cover Near Reincarnation, but I've started playing this game and I love it. In this video, I'll give my thoughts on this new banner and about pull strategy in general, and also give my, my day 5 impressions. Take a look at my account and maybe a little bit of battle as well. Okay, so let's dig into this. So day 5, we already have some new weapons and some gear here. For Tifa and Zack, we have some summer-themed costumes going on. Okay, so we can take a look here. So first of all, we have Tifa with a modest beach outfit on. And we have the third AoE heal weapon. I think there's 3 already, but there's 2 good ones, basically. And in this video, I did want to talk about why it's so important to get a good roll with an AoE heal weapon. We can take a look at some battle to illustrate that a little bit later in the video as well. But here we have a third good one. And it has a lower heal amount, but also a lower ATB, which means this heal is going to be popping off more often with a lesser amount, but that more often might be really useful. And that's really as simple as my thoughts are on that. And then we have some new gear for boosting HP and heal. Tifa, looking pretty good. Then we have a new Red 13, and so this is pretty niche, but really awesome. So this is the first weapon that can decrease your thunder resist. So pair him up with Cloud. Hopefully you got the Murasame, however you say that. That would be kind of the best DPS weapon to go for right now. Of course, it's on the first featured banner. And this strikes me as something for people who have no-lifed the game since day 1 and or have whaled hard. Because this is pretty niche, we're getting into, let's make Cloud hit even harder. Or maybe you're using Aerith with her lightning staff. Because as a general strat for new players, I think it's better to focus your effort. Let's just head over here real quick. Still focus your efforts here and make sure you're getting that Murasame. And I'm going to say that different every time, I swear. And then go for Cloud's gear as well through the stamp system. And might I just say that this gacha system is so well designed, so cool. So you can progress through these stamps, and I've already gotten, So I've already gotten my guaranteed Murasame and the Cloud gear with my 12 stamps. This is another thing that's good to prioritize on your roll. Like how good of stamp drops did you get? So I had another roll where I just kept getting 1 stamp, 1 stamp, 1 stamp, and guess what? That account has yet to hit 12. Whereas this account got 2 stamps, 3 stamps, 2 stamps, 3 stamps, and I'm already there. And I'm sitting on 8,000 blue crystals, ready to pull on the next thing that I'm dying to pull for. The wish list here, if you're brand new and you're wondering how this works, this is really cool. You can boost rates on the weapon that you want. So, I would highly recommend the Fairy Tail, the Prime Number as your AoE heal weapons. And on this new banner, you can't prioritize the featured weapon anyway. Then from there, you might want to go for either good DPS weapons or debuffing weapons. So for Tifa, for example, I already got the Tiger Claw, which I'm not going to set that. Tiger Fangs, rather. Magic attack decreased, so debuffing magic attack. And then I had set it now to the Leather Gloves for debuffing physical attack. So it's good to get those weapons on your account. And then also some magic or physical defense break weapons could be good to slot in there, depending on what you've already pulled. Okay, so back to this. We were looking at... Whoops. That's the snap setup. We're looking at red 13 here, so his gear is just 10 to HP and physical attack 10. Pretty cool. I really like this character, and I really don't need him to be wearing a Hawaiian shirt with a buoy. But I'm glad that red is getting some cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to Lucia getting some stuff because I love her, and maybe some better gear for, oh, I don't know. Well, you know what I'm looking forward to is, let's get Yuffie in the game. That'll be sweet. Otherwise, I like the generic ones a lot. I love Cloud, I love Aerith. So we can take a look at my role here. Let's go on to the account showcase part of the video. So here's what I've landed so far. So really happy with this roll. Early on, I got a God roll where it had both of the prime number and the fairy tale. Those are the really good AoE heal weapons that dropped at launch. And the Tiger Fang all came in on 110 pull. Oh man, I was so stoked. And then I also got Murasame. So that the pity could overboost it. So I knew it was a good roll. My other account had some really good debuffing weapons. But yeah, we're gonna come back to that conversation. It didn't have any healing weapons, and it was a deal breaker. I'll talk more about that in a moment. So I got some other stuff, you know, some of these axes and whatnot. But just on stream, I pulled this guy, and it helps just kind of fill out the subs. So that's cool. We just got this new welfare weapon. So we did just get this new event, and again, you can watch my stream where I kind of went through it. And I'm going to talk about how on day 5, you know, unless you're a no-lifer, and I don't mean any offense by that. I wanted to be a no-lifer. It's just, you know, we have our own IRL schedules that we have to work around, right? So I've had all weekend to kind of go hard, but I'm kind of spreading myself thin. Of course, I still am covering near. In any case, I was able to get up to stage 12 here, and even though I'm overpowered and have, you know, the healing weapons, the way this boss is designed, I have to figure out how to get around that gimmick or just come back with even more power. But the event is here until the 28th. Same thing with the co-op. I got some help to clear stage 3 and stage 4. Don't seem to be there yet. 34 is kind of high for a single character. So my co-op build is kind of looking like this right now. I'm at 17,000 power. And these are kind of built for the regular co-op battles we have. I like to make sure I have the right breaking abilities for the battle I'm going into. So I have another variation here. This is for the red dragon. So I can hit the weakness here, the little circle there, and then have like some weakness to hit it with. Now, this would be a lot better if I had the Blizzard Blow, the physical one for Cloud. So just not there yet. Count progression in terms of story. This one's, I think everyone clears that one pretty quick, but on First Soldier, I'm sitting at, I think I just got to chapter 4, of course. I just was playing this on stream as well. And then I think I'm right in the same spot here, just for account progression. And like I said, like, you can get gated pretty hard if you don't have those healing weapons when it comes to the solo content. So as an example, the original count I rolled I thought was good at first, but it never got those healing weapons. I'll be somewhere like here, like, it'll be the case where, let's say, you know, my party, for the longest time, you know, maybe I was like at 30 or 29, but with that healing weapon, I can come in and play a 35,000 battle and be able to eke it out. Whereas my other account with no healing weapons, it might be like, you know, this is early game and you want to be able to grind this stuff and get the good drops here. But that account, even with really good debuffing weapons on the party, and Cloud with Marasami. If that recommended power level is just out of my reach, I'll die and I won't be able to even clear the second level. So again, that's like, I just want to stress just how important it is to go for those healing weapons. So let's take a look at a little video capture I did from my stream. Take a look at a battle and just kind of see how it flows and see if we can see that in action. Okay, this was from the First Soldier, chapter 3 or 4 or something. So I'm using free party because my recommended party can't hang just yet. So I'm sitting here kind of waiting with my limit breaks ready to go. I'm hoping that I get a chance to interrupt the enemy. So we have to see those sigils come up. But this boss has some unique mechanics. But I want you to look at my party's HP. That's the green bar. You see Aerith is taking the hits. And now Aerith really took a hit, but look at that. That party heal came in. And look how clutch that is. If that party heal hadn't come in, then now the characters have to use like a cure materia and take focus away from doing damage. Each individual character has to use cure materia if that's the case. And by not doing damage, now the boss is coming in with more and more skills. And it's gonna, the boss is gonna wreck you even harder. Okay, so I saw this arm sweep you see here. And I have a limit break heal from Aerith. So even if you don't have the healing weapon, I would recommend putting her on your party so you can at least get that limit break heal. And we're seeing some kind of puny numbers coming out of me. Again, this is day 5. I am where I am. And I kind of used that before I wanted to. I really wanted a chance to interrupt this enemy, but I decided to use that combo to get some damage done and get that heal in. But a party, the same party without the AoE heal skill from Aerith would have certainly died. And that's the main point that I want to make here. Overall impressions for the game, I'm absolutely loving it. It's pretty much everything that I want in a gacha, and it's one of these cases where Square Enix and Applebot have learned from previous games that they've made. And of course, those of us that have played Nier Reincarnation are really seeing a lot of similarities in, you know, the game design, the quest designs, and even the battle design. Now, myself, I also used to play Mobius Final Fantasy, and this game, for me, is the logical progression from Mobius to Nier Reincarnation, now at Ever Crisis, all Square Enix universe gacha games. So there are some feelings of Mobius a little bit, however, Mobius had some differences, like the break mechanic was always the thing. Here, it's pretty cool, actually. The sigil comes up and it gives you the chance to break, but it's not always a thing. It's only when that sigil comes up. Then, instead of it being a break bar like we had in Mobius, or maybe some other games, I think Honkai uses the break mechanic too. Honkai Star Rail, that is. In any case, this is more like Octopath. Have you played Octopath? You'll know that you can break in that game, but it's a number, so you have to shave that number down to 0. That's what happens here in Ever Crisis, and it's very cool, but there are additional mechanics like the attack mode, defense mode. So if you're not using auto, you have to be vigilant to see that enemy skill load and pop your defense mode first. And then, you know, all the usual gacha type party building is there, you know, like maybe you want to bring a defense break to maximize your damage and pop it at the right time, right before your DPS skill. Or maybe you really need some more survivability, so you bring a character with the proper attack break, whether it be physical attack or magic attack break. And then, like I said, having that healer is just so clutch. In other games, it's not always necessary to have a healer like that, but it seems that in Ever Crisis, it's really important early on. And like I said, like on my other account, where sometimes I can't even clear stage 2, and it's so frustrating because I just want to progress. And I do pull after pull, and none of those healing weapons drop. That's why the community is so adamant about re-rolling for a healing weapon if you haven't got one yet. I know some people that got lucky and didn't have to re-roll. They got their healing weapon and they're good to go. In any case, those are my thoughts on day 5. Those are my thoughts on the banners, pull strategy, battle system, game in general. I love it, and I, at the moment, plan to continue to cover it. Thanks so much for watching. If you're new here, like, subscribe, all of that helps me grow, and it's so much appreciated. I'm coming up on 1,000, and I'm really trying to cross that benchmark, so your support is so much appreciated. I will see you in the next one.